Hi. I'm Evo, and today I'm going to be talking about Twisted Metal for the PS1. Now, I have a lot of nostalgia for this game. My friends and I used to play this for hours upon hours, day and night. I mean, it was a pretty groundbreaking thing at the time. There was nothing really like it before. This invented car combat. Closest thing to it was Destruction Derby. But this also was a pretty groundbreaking game at the time, but also very different. So here's the thing. I haven't played Twisted Metal since the 90s. I have played Twisted Metal 2 quite a few times since then, but the first game, I have not played in a very long time. So when I booted this game up, I really had that question of how does it hold up? So I made a video. Let's go! Twisted Metal was first released in North America on November 5th, 1995. Next released in PAL territories on January 16th, 1996. Then released in Japan on November 15th, 1996. Wow, that's more than a year later. Twisted Metal was also released for the PC in Japan in 1996. David Jaffe was the lead designer on Twisted Metal. Hell, it even says designed by David Jaffe on the back of the box. Jaffe said in an interview that the idea for Twisted Metal came from being stuck in traffic in LA, fantasizing about having guns and missiles on the car. He also said the original pitch was for a pizza delivery game, a concept I and many other people are happy David Jaffe fought hard against. Scott Campbell, who worked as a producer on the game, said when they showed Twisted Metal to then head of PlayStation Ken Kutaragi, he said, "When are we going to add some real graphics?" Oof. Sony Japan also suggested vehicles be equipped with vegetables instead of machine guns and missiles. What? Scott Campbell has stated he doesn't think Sony of Japan was very happy with Twisted Metal. Here's a fun fact. Scott Campbell is also the name of the driver of Spectre. Twisted Metal is the name of the tournament organized by the mysterious Calypso. The winner of Twisted Metal will be granted one wish. Each of the 12 drivers have bios explaining why they entered the competition. The battleground for this year is the city of Los Angeles. All drivers in Twisted Metal get endings that are told in text. The game was actually supposed to have live-action endings. These were all filmed and finished. They were considered offensive, and along with other reasons they were cut. These endings were actually released to everyone on the Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twisted edition. These endings are pretty bad and extremely cheesy. However, they're worth watching for fans of the series.
No! Black! Where are you going? No! What are you doing with Black?
Twisted Metal features 12 combatants: Yellow Jacket, Darkside, Outlaw, Thumper, Crimson Fury, Pit Viper, Warthog, Mr. Grimm, Spectre, Hammerhead, Roadkill, and Sweet Tooth. Each vehicle is very different gameplay-wise. You'll definitely want to play as all of them to see who fits your playstyle. I like Mr. Grimm, Sweet Tooth, and Roadkill. My son also played the game. Hammerhead suited his playstyle best. Each vehicle has their strengths and weaknesses. For instance, Crimson Fury is the fastest, but has low armor and a pretty weak special. Hammerhead moves slow, but has high armor and a devastating special. Each combatant comes equipped with a machine gun that overheats with continued use, and unique special attacks that replenish with time. These range from Mr. Grimm firing souls at his opponents for massive damage, to Sweet Tooth's flaming ice cream cones, to Hammerhead running over his opponents, just to name a few. A variety of missiles and mines are scattered around stages. Fire missiles seem to be the most common. These have some seeking. Homing missiles always seem to hit your target. Power missiles fire straight but have high damage. Freeze missiles freeze your target, and rear missiles fire backwards and have some seeking. Different mines and traps to slow combatants who are chasing you will help quite a bit as well. Aiming can take a little getting used to. It's definitely not easy at first. There's no crosshairs of any kind, no aim assist other than the rockets I mentioned earlier. However, it does get a lot easier if you give it some time. Honestly, after all this time, it doesn't play too badly. Yeah, the driving will feel a little weird, but I was expecting another Battle Arena Toshinden. That game hasn't aged well. Anyway, now let's talk about where you'll be doing battle. There are 6 stages. First is Arena Duel, which is exactly what it is, a duel in an arena. Second is Warehouse District Warfare. Here's where the game gets fun, battling through the streets at high speeds and setting traps between buildings. Next, Freeway Free-for-All changes things up by keeping it all on the freeway. Then on to River Park Rumble. This stage looks very similar to Warehouse District Warfare, but it's twice the size. This one has an ice rink and a bridge through the middle. Suburbia is hands down my favorite. This is such a great stage. It features a large suburb and a freeway. Then on top of that, there are canals to do battle in as well. This for sure is one of the best maps in the whole series. Lastly, there's rooftop combat. This stage isn't the best, but it's still fun. All of the weapons on this one are hidden. You'll have to blow up different objects to find them. Weapons do reappear after some time. Maps also have health charging stations. These also regenerate after some time. Rooftop combat only has one. You have to blow up this pyramid to find it. There are also weapons hidden inside the trees here. One thing about the AI in this game is everyone is after you. Every now and then they'll fight or kill each other, but mostly it's enemies coming straight for you. These other drivers aren't pushovers either. They come at you hard. They also seem to always have plenty of freeze missiles. Oh, and there are also people shooting at you too. You can take these guys out easily. They're just annoying. Twisted Metal uses a password system, so you don't have to worry about having a memory card. And this way you can go back and play all your favorite stages. Twisted Metal was never the prettiest of games. Definitely looks worse than I remember it. The vehicles don't look too bad. All vehicles start to show damage depending where your health meter is. You can also change camera angles. Zooming out makes everything look worse. There's also a first-person mode. I still think that's pretty cool. Twisted Metal's soundtrack is a highlight. A lot of it gives me more 80s hair metal vibes. The soundtrack is good though. Not many tracks, but what's here is good. Really creepy music plays at times too. The rooftop music is pretty cool. A lot of the AI characters announce they're near you by playing their special music. Sweet Tooth is always terrifying. There are also split screen duels. These are okay. I just wish you could play all of Suburbia and not just the canals. My son and I played this once. He got me twice, I only beat him once. I can definitely say that I had fun with Twisted Metal. I ended up beating it 3 times in one sitting. Once I got the hang of it, the game is pretty solid. Great level design plays a big part too. Downside is there really isn't very much here content wise. There are also some weird spots that you get stuck. Usually it's on destroyed vehicles. My son beat it once with Hammerhead, but also tried most of the other characters. He said it's okay, but he doubts he'll ever play it again. He's 20, not like a little kid, and he grew up with a lot of these games, so I feel like his opinion is valid. I say it's fun in short spurts. It only takes about an hour to beat. Now time for the only spoiler I have for this one. The final boss, Minion. He drives a massive armored vehicle. Minion uses pretty much everyone's specials. I found it best to wait for him, lay some mines, and blast him away with my special and power missiles. Unfortunately, he's not a playable character. So there we are. Twisted Metal is a solid game once you get the hang of it. It definitely holds up. Now once again, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. If you have any memories of Twisted Metal, please leave them down in the comments. Please like if you liked it. Please subscribe. Peace.